Good afternoon. I want to start this off with a disclaimer and a trigger warning simultaneously. Disclaimer being, I'm not glorifying anything. I'm not bragging about anything that I've done. I don't recommend doing anything that I do that is harmful or maladaptive. And trigger warning being that a lot of the shit I'm going to talk about is going to be heavy. It's going to be, hey, it might even disturb you. Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Like, I make these videos mostly for myself to get out things that are inside me and be real and raw and tell my truth. So, and then in hopes that someone else will relate to them or gain some understanding of the things they don't understand either about others or themselves. So with that being said, I'm going to jump right into it. So I've discussed in previous videos the idea of first of all, I'm a person who suffered a lot of trauma. And one of the ways that trauma could manifest, and how it manifests in me, is in post-traumatic stress disorder. Specifically for me, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, as I've mentioned before, where you suffer prolonged or repeated traumas. And me, it came in the form of, verbal, physical abuse at home, coupled with bullying in school and lots of other things that happened in my adult life that caused me distress and trauma. And another way it manifests, as I mentioned, now, again, disclaimer, because I don't want people diagnosing themselves with things without, professional help, and I don't want to do that either. So, at one point, I was told, because I had expressed like some feelings to my therapist about how I feel things in extremes, what you would call black and white thinking. It's either things are either all or nothing, good or bad. Like, it's very there's a lot of polarity in thinking and feeling. I remember telling this therapist, this was about 10 years ago now, that it's like I would go back and forth between really admiring and adoring and loving someone to just feeling resentment and just disgust or anger towards this person. And it could be, it was like a switch. Like, I could be so upset with this person and think they're a piece of shit, and they do one nice thing, and I'm like, oh, they're not so bad, I love them. And I could go from being very happy to very sad, to very calm, to very upset, to very happy, to, not even want to engage in life. And she very cautiously, seemingly reluctantly, said, maybe you have some borderline traits. So again, for people who don't know what borderline refers to, this refers to borderline personality disorder, which I have not officially been diagnosed with. I was just given the idea that I exhibit some traits of this disorder, and this is the, nuance of, mental health, where like you could have distinct features of something without meeting the full criteria for it. And couple that with the fact that borderline personality disorder is, I've worked in mental health for 10 years now. Borderline personality disorder is maybe not as stigmatized as it was in the past, but still extremely stigmatized. Someone might not even have the disorder and have the disorder slapped on them because a mental health clinician finds them difficult or just doesn't like them. And someone who does fit criteria for this disorder might not be diagnosed with it for the opposite reason, because this person, oh well, you're not manipulative, you're not, I like you, so you can't have borderline personality disorder. That's the mentality. But again, borderline personality disorder is characterized by extreme mood fluctuations, just instability in general, just instability in various areas, instability in your mood, instability in your perception of self, instability in your relationships. So, this is what I described to this, clinician I had at the time. And she said, maybe you have some borderline traits, but I could tell she didn't even want to say that, but I think it's less important the idea of me having this disorder than what my actual symptoms and mentality is. So I say that to say I am a person of extremes. So what do I mean when I say I'm a person of extremes? When I love you, I will gladly die and go to hell for you. If I hate you, I want you to hurt in the worst way that I could conjure up. When I'm happy, the world around me is beautiful, and I'm looking at the clouds and the sun and the squirrels and the birds and the trees, and everything just seems beautiful to me. And when I'm not happy, again, I don't even want to engage in life. I just want to be in the dark and not perceive anything at all. When I'm calm, it's like, nothing could bother me. And when I feel agitated and angry, it's like I'm an explosion, a human explosion. And when I feel empathy, I really, really feel empathy. I could cry for a stranger. I could cry for someone I've never met because they're saying something in that moment that really strikes a chord, and I'll start bawling for this person. And when I don't feel empathy, I don't care. I just don't care. And I don't even seem like that passionate, caring, thoughtful person that understands. I am a person of extremes. And that extends to, again, like when I love someone, when I care about someone, they're everything, and I'll do everything for them, anything for them. And if I feel like this person's crossed me, or this person slighted me or insulted me, there's this aspect of my personality, of my mind, that is sadistic. What is sadistic? Deriving pleasure from others' suffering or cruelty in everyday life. So, and this is an aspect of my personality, and it generally manifests in very benign ways, or things that aren't harmful to other people. So, and there's this concept called everyday sadism, and I'll just read right off Google. Subclinical form of sadism. Subclinical means not reaching the point where you need treatment for it. Subclinical form of sadism that's less extreme than sadism associated with torturers and murderers. Some examples of everyday sadism: enjoying watching violence on TV or in films. Everyone that knows me knows I've always loved violence in movies, and my favorite movies of all time are Scarface, Taxi Driver. Like, I'm not a horror movie person, really. I just find them silly. But anything with violence, violent video games, like Grand Theft Auto. When I first had it, was like a drug to me, bro. Like, taking pleasure in watching sports combat. Again, my fascination with violence. I always loved wrestling. Yeah, I know it's fake. I'm 32 years old, all right? Don't even get into that. But I always loved wrestling. I always loved boxing. Always liked the UFC. Enjoying gory films. I'm not really into finding fights exciting. When I was in school, and motherfuckers would start fighting, it was, I could like, in hindsight, knowing what it was, like, the adrenaline and dopamine was flowing. Enjoying torture, hell no, I don't like enjoy. That's, yeah, again, that's, I don't see why you would include that in there. That's actual, like, that's sadism. Being an online troll. Listen, bro. Anyone who knows me, again, like I've said, they're gonna put plays too much on my tombstone. Like, me leaving a comment and someone being like annoyed with me is so amusing to me. School bully, not so much. Like, I was an asshole as a kid, but I wasn't a bully. I wouldn't go out of my way to, like, torment or harass anyone. I thought that was corny, especially since it was happening to me, too. Being a griefer in online role-playing games, I could picture I don't really play online role-playing games because I don't like doing things where other people are involved. Enjoying violent computer video games. Like, yeah, like I said, this is an aspect of my personality. You see? And you might look at that and think, like, wow, like, that's really dark, or like, but again, bro, like, that shows the complexities and nuance of my psychology. I'm a man who will die for his loved ones and his friends. But I'm a person that when I feel slighted or insulted, or I get super vindictive, I get super hurtful, I get, like, I need to get back, and I need that person to feel it. That's just how I feel. And listen, I'm not glorifying it. It's not a good thing to be, but that's how this manifests in my personality. Let me give you an example. And again, I'm keeping it real. I'm not proud of this. I'm not ashamed of it either, but I'm not proud of it. Not my last, but one of my exes from a couple years ago. I can't go into the whole story. That would be a whole video in itself, but sometimes I feel like I'm completely over the situation. Not that, like, I'm over her. I don't want to be with her. I don't, like, but I still hate her, though. Like, I still hate her. I'm still mad at her. It comes up certain times, I don't, like, it's fine, but, like, I could joke about other times. I'm like, bro, I really never got my get back against this person, like, the way she hurt me. So I did something a couple weeks ago. I went on her TikTok. I liked a couple of her TikToks, and then I followed her blatantly, just like, so she knows, like, you know, like, I'm kind of giving off the airs of trying to, like, reconnect. So some time went by. I don't think she noticed, and I thought, like, maybe she did, and she just wasn't gonna entertain it. Maybe a week or so ago, she followed me back, and in that moment, I was like, oh, she's open to, like, you know, communication and us being on block. I blocked her, and I felt so satisfied with myself. And I remember telling my sisters, and they're like, don't do that again. But this is I know this is toxic. It's petty. It's so petty. But, like, just the idea that this person who I feel hurt me was like, oh wow, he's gonna want to talk to me, and we could, like, be on good block, and just toss that all out. Like, fuck out of here with this. Like, that's how I could get, and that's something, like, it. I honestly should feel worse about it than I do. That I do shit like that, and that's not even close to the first time. But again, this is my testimony. This is me just being real. This is me giving you all sides of me. And every side, as I said, is extreme. It's all in or all out. It's black and white. So I could be a good person. I could be a piece of shit. I could be happy. I could not even want to be here at all. I could see the world as being full of beauty and seeing God and everything. And I could look around and think, wow, this world has just been ruined by humanity. Like, everything is a strong feeling. So, like, you know, back all those years ago when that therapist was like, you know, there might be some borderline traits, like, and I don't need to claim that label or any label at all, but the reasoning behind it, being a man of extremes, like, that is me. Even if I sometimes don't know, like, I really think, like, who am I? I at least know that, like, I'm a man of extremes. I'm a man that feels everything strongly. And when I'm all in, I'm all in. And or else, like, I have no interest at all. I'm all out. Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know if I said anything in this video that y'all might relate to, or hopefully you find it interesting or enlightening in some way, and it gives you some perspective. And, you know, if it's perspective into me or other people who might be like this, or yourself, you know, hopefully it does something. And I hope that you know, engage with me, comment, leave a like. I don't really, I don't care if this channel never really, like, blows up. Like, I would like it to, but if it doesn't, I won't feel no type of way. Because this is still helping me, and hopefully it can help somebody else, even if it's 1, 2, 3 people in the whole entire world. So, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. If you made it all this way, it's your boy, yours. Peace.